Hashtag Marc Stewart Medium is hashtag the Scottish Medium. Hello and welcome to our weekly broadcast. This is Marc and Ying broadcasting from Scotland. And to give people time to log on and to prove, if the Scottish cloud flag behind me is proof enough, but just in case you don't believe we're coming from Scotland, here is our weekly intro theme music to give everybody enough time to get plugged in and get started. So if you like Scottish music, keep listening. If you don't like Scottish music, turn the volume down. And if you want to have a party, well, it's time for some Highland dancing. Well, hello everybody. Just a quick, the usual, let me just give you a quick update on what Ying and I are doing. Let me just change to the right screen heading. There you go. Now, if you're a regular, you know that we've been, over the last couple of months, upgrading the graphics, the technology. Someday I'm going to take a picture of my desk and show you the cameras and the multi-screens. Anyway, neither here nor there. we have a couple of bits of news. First off, we were trying to do 2 broadcasts at the weekend. We announced last weekend that we weren't doing the Friday, so just in case you're not up to speed, we are not doing the Friday/Saturday broadcasts anymore. We're doing the Sunday. However, we are going to try and extend it. With Ying, now this is not up to me. This is up to Ying. She will make the decision. I would quite happily continue working till midnight and just keep on going until my head falls and you see I had a cup of tea there, caffeine to keep myself awake. Ying is chairing, and if I was in the church, the chair would be deciding when we stopped, not obviously schedules and church activities, but they also keep an eye on the medium as well. Ying, my beloved wife, will keep an eye on me, and when she thinks I'm getting too tired, etc., she'll call it to an end. But we are going to try and keep on going because we usually leave out 3 or 4 people without messages. We're going to try and get everybody done tonight. Obviously, it depends on how many people join us during the night. If you're a regular, go make a cup of tea because I'm just going to run through how we do messages. If you want a text message, then you know what you're about to see. These are my wife's hands. Basically, your name goes on a piece of paper. In the order that you ask for it, it then goes into the box. She shakes it all around. She puts her hand in the box and she brings out your name. And basically, that's the order that I give the messages in. It's not random. We do believe that Spirit is guiding her. But obviously, the earlier you ask for a message, the more times you've got to get a message. Now, second, as you're probably well aware, I prefer to do video readings. So tonight's link is coming up now. I've got somebody, Deb, who's already used that link and is waiting for a message. We, Ying, give priority to people that are doing the video messages. Now, the reason for that is very simple. There's a time delay when I'm doing a text message, and it does sometimes make it difficult to work because I've maybe given you 2 or 3 lines of evidence, and I'm sitting here waiting for you to give responses to yes, no, yes. And then people who are not used to this will come back and just give me a glorious yes. So, for example, if I say I've got a man in his 80s, he has a black dog and a walking stick, and if you just say yes, then I assume that that yes means yes to everything. If you give me yes, age, man, yes, stick, no dog, then I know that I've maybe got the dog from from a previous reading, etc. And I'm sitting here maybe we don't know how long the time delay is tonight. It can be as short as 10 seconds. It can be as long as 30 seconds. So basically, I'm sitting there trying to keep the link to Spirit open, which, trust me, is hard enough when you're on a church platform and you're with the people. When you are literally trying to cope with the time delay and the technology, it's headache time. Anyway, that aside, other 2 bits of news. Not next week, but in 2 weeks' time, I've got a lady from one of my circle, Christine, who you have seen before last year. She will be joining us to work jointly with me. She's fantastic. She's ready for this, and she'll be giving messages. And she's from Australia, so she has to get up at about 7 o'clock in the morning to do this service with us. So if you want a wee bit of variety, come back in 2 weeks' time. There'll be myself and Christine. If you want even more variety, at the beginning of February, I've got somebody else from my circle, Deborah, who will be joining me. Now, this will be Deborah's first time giving messages. So that's going to be at the beginning of February. So be gentle for her. Come back at that point. So that's pretty much about it for news. Again, you know how we work. There'll be an opening prayer. There will be a spiritual message from me that helps me to build up the connection with Spirit. And then we'll get into the clairvoyance. So if you just bear with me for 2 seconds, just in case there's a time delay and you're not paying any attention, let me change the header. There you are. How can that be any less confusing? It says prayer and spiritual message. So please, everybody. Sorry. Let me go back. One little bit more of news. I'm in the process of setting up another group. Now, those of you that know, I've already set up a group a couple of weeks ago to try and deal with the scammers who will be attacking us later. However, I have set up a group basically to try and promote Scottish mediumship. So let me just share my screen and show you. This is basically a group specifically about Scottish mediumship, nothing else. So for example, here's a post that it's all new, so that's just me setting it up. Here's a post about all the church services that are going on Facebook today, at least all the known Facebook churches. So please, at the end of the service, go and have a look at that group. There's very little in it at the moment. However, let me just share the link for you so you know where to find it. And please be the first to join. So let me just share that with you. As you can see, I'm jumping around my screen. Okay, so if you have a look at that link, that will take you to the group, and please join up. I haven't haven't done a lot of publicity for it yet, so it's only got 2 members. Who's going to be the third? You can all race there. Okay, so again, to avoid confusion, let's get back to the spiritual service. So please, everybody, if you would join me for a very brief prayer. You know how this works. I put a video up. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you very much for bringing us together. Thank you for bringing people that can generate energy to help me to work. Thank you for opening the door to the other side. Thank you for allowing us to connect. Thank you for all the goodwill that is out there. And please help and protect everybody and help us all to get through this coronavirus. And please let the politicians stop squabbling over borders and who gets the injection first. There's going to be enough for us all if we just sit down and do it in an organized fashion. Please bang some heads together. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so let me just give you a very quick spiritual message. I'd like you to start by thinking about a song. It's a very simple song. It's called When a Child is Born. Now, if you were here last week, you'll know that I gave you a message on behalf of a medium from Wales called Keith Jones. Keith's grandchild had been born, was in hospital, and basically was very premature. We did a prayer, and we all worked together to focus some healing energy. And I got a message from Keith. Remember I said when a child is born? Well, basically every child. That song doesn't say Jesus. It never actually identifies which child. It can be any child. So let me just read you the message from Keith, and let me see if I can keep my tears out of my eyes. Hi, Mark. Thank you for the healing. Russell, that's his grandchild, is being moved from critical care today to a ward. He's doing really well. Thank you to you and your followers, because obviously I let him know what we were doing as he looked at the video. So basically, just thank you, everybody, for the healing energy that we sent out last week. It worked. I'm not saying that it was just because of us. There were a lot of people sending healing energy from all over the place, but that's good news. Also, I got another message earlier today. This is from one of the ladies that sits in one of my circles. She wasn't able to come to the circle, basically because, well, she was involved in a Labrador giving birth. She's also involved in horses, but put the horses aside. 5 black labs and 5 yellow labs, and unfortunately 1 stillborn. So 10 out of 11. Happy lives joining us here on the earthly plane. Coming back to the message, though, I mean, that's great news, obviously, and that's what it's all about. Good news for spirit and for us. But think about it. That song, When a Child is Born, it's every child, because every child has the possibility to grow up, to be Gandhi, to be a prime minister. just to do one thing at one point in their life that's going to change the life of a fellow human being. And if all of us can be that child at some point in our life, we can make the world a much, much better place. Okay, so thank you very much for that. I'm going to go for our first reading. Oh, sorry, before we do that, I've got two requests I've got one request from Jill, who is one of our regulars, asking us to send healing energy to her neighbour, Yvonne. Sorry, Ian gave me that after the prayer. So please stay till the end and we will do a prayer and try and send our healing energy to Yvonne. And if you leave early, please say a prayer tonight and send your healing energy. So, ready for our first message. Deb, are you with us? Okay. So let me just introduce you to the first person who's going to get a message tonight. Hi, Deb. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So the first message. So just bear with me for a few seconds till I open up.
Okay.
Oh, and in case anybody doesn't recognize, this is the woman that will be joining us in 2 weeks to help give you messages. So here she is getting a message herself. So, okay, I've got a man coming forward, Deborah. He is elderly, but not that old. I would say somewhere around about 60, 65, or if he's 70, he's a very young looking 70. I get the feeling there was a rapid decline before he passed, but he was very healthy, very energetic for most of his life. Very strong man, both physically and emotionally. It's more the emotional strength I'm picking up, but I get the feeling, like I say, he was healthy. Very, very forceful is maybe too strong a word. But if you were having a conversation with him, he would, if he felt he had to do so, he would put his foot down and you would know it. Can you recognize this man?
Yes, I have a lot of relatives that have passed it in those ages.
Right, let me see if I can get some more then. Glasses, very different from your glasses. Now you've got sort of glasses coming out the way. Yeah. His are more circular or curved.
Okay.
I don't know if it's circular or curved because I'm not getting a clear image of him, but I think he had an eyesight problem. Obviously, I mean, he's wearing glasses, but I think he had an eyesight problem as well. Either really severe, like he really, really had to wear glasses, or he's like had normal glasses and his eyesight maybe had a physical problem that the glasses couldn't correct. I don't know, maybe cataracts or something like that. Maybe not all his life, but he's drawing, like you see, you know how I work with my hands. He's drawing his hands. I'm drawing my hands up to my eyes. Like I want to go like that. Not blindness, but very, very, like I say, eye problems. Does that narrow it down for you?
Yeah, actually, my dad did. My dad had eyesight problems.
Right. Okay.
Would
they age match for your dad as well?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember how old my dad was when he was passed, but he was 60, 70, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, like I say, sort of, the into his 60s, approaching 70, so anywhere between 65 and maybe 71, 72.
Yeah.
Or if he was older, he looked, if he was older than that, he looked younger. Or if he was younger than that, he looked old. You know that you work with me often enough. You know the way it works. I can't give you he was 65 and a half, but in that sort of age range. Yes. Right. So we know who we've got. Let's see why he's coming forward. Okay. Is there something? I mean, this is personal, so don't go into any details. But is there something going on in your life just now that you don't want to talk about? Or something going on between you and somebody else that you don't want to talk to that person about?
I'm sorry, I lost you.
Okay. I'm getting a feeling from your father.
Yeah.
That there's something going on in your life just now that you're either not talking about or you don't want to talk about. Now, don't tell me your life story.
No.
But can you understand? Like something very, very specific, something very, very. It's not, it's not a big, there's not lots of people involved. It's just something that's going on, either in your specifically your life, or between you and somebody else. I'm not sure which it is. I'm not sure if it's something that you just generally don't want to talk about, or if it's like you've got a relationship with one person and there's something going on between the two of you that you just don't want to mention or talk to this person about. Does that make sense?
It does.
Right. Now, what your father's making me aware of is there's a third person who you can both speak to.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's like you have to tell this third person to tell the person that you don't want to speak to, or you can't tell what it's about, or if it's you have to get the three of you together and then you've got like a safe ground or a neutral person that you can talk about. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
And I'm getting two emotions from him: love and pride. More, I mean, he loves you. I mean, obviously, you know that I don't usually give out, "Oh, your daddy loves you," but that's very, very strongly coming across. But also hugely, enormous amount. And I don't know, like it's not just like fatherly pride. It's like he's really, really proud of things that you're doing just now and things that you've done since he's passed. Does that make sense? Can you understand that?
Yeah, and it means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's what, obviously, that you know the way it works. That's why he's bringing those emotions forward then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know where you come from, but come on, with that accent, you're broadcasting from via Scotland. Tell us where you are. Well, I take it 2 seconds. I'm going to put you up on the screen so I can have a cup of tea.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't work. Okay, come on, tell us where you are.
I'm from Alabama, the deep south of the United States.
Well, from Scotland, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, and I'll see you sooner. Okay, I'm going to come to Tam next.
Hi.
Hello, Tam. I can't see you. Can you maybe work with your camera?
I can't get it to work.
Okay, well, we'll do it with audio then, but it does make it easier if I can see you.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out how to do it. I've never done it.
I'll say what, I'll go and give a reading to somebody else that's waiting, and I'll come back to you after the next reading, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Hello, Zena. You need to put your microphone on. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Right, okay, so, sorry, I was jumping around there. So give me a few seconds just to refocus. Can you take a man in spirit that had a dog? Now, I don't have the dog coming forward. I've just got the man, but he's showing me a dog to identify him. I'm not very good with dog breeds. It's probably, oh God, I've got my camera. It's quite wide, but it's maybe about that high. And it's got, I don't know if it's long hair or if it's sort of like curly hair, but he's drawing attention that sort of like, you could put your hand down on this dog and you could grab the hip. Like he's putting my spirit works with my hands. He's taking my hand down to the dog and I'm grabbing it like that. And I've got it. It's more hair in the hand than I know what to do with.
Yeah.
Well, so like I say, I don't have the dog coming forward. I can get pets coming forward. He's just showing the dog so you can identify him. So do you know who we've got then?
Yes, I think I do.
Right. He's not right. Okay. Just say out loud a name or a relationship just so that I can get acknowledgement from him.
Grandfather.
Right. He's nodding at that. Okay, good. It saves me spending the next 5 minutes getting more evidence because I try to keep the messages short and get through as many as I can. Okay. Let's see why he's coming forward for you. Have you had very, very, very good news recently? I mean, I'm talking on the scale of pregnancy, birth, not necessarily yourself, don't panic, and this has happened or is happening, but either getting pregnant, having a baby, adopting a child, maybe
Yes,
somebody
I
close
can
to
take
you
that.
or you, can you recognize that?
Yes,
Is it yourself or is it somebody else?
myself.
It's yourself, right? Granddad is coming forward he wants to put his arms around, he's got my hands up like this now. He wants to put his arms around you. He's filling me with so much emotion and joy. I'm actually struggling to hold it back. He just wants you to know, not just love, how happy he is. Have you had bad news in the past with children?
Yes.
Right. I think that's why he's coming forward then. He's making me aware. Have you got 2 children in spirit? Maybe
Yes.
miscarriages? 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also wants you to know that, is your grandmother in spirit as well?
Yes.
Yeah. He's wanting you to know that he and your grandmother are the ones that are raising your 2 children. Basically, when children or babies arrive in spirit, they basically arrive at the age that they passed over. So, for example, a miscarriage will arrive as a newborn. Obviously, it won't know you're its mother. It's whoever it will at that point.
Yeah.
It will grow up. You will not get any messages from the child. And now this is not because the children are capable of coming forward, because they're growing up in spirit and they're very powerful. It's because they won't be allowed to come forward for their own protection. I mean, it's, for example, if you have a child, let's say you've got a 10-year-old child, you don't let it cross the road by itself. Same rules apply. I only actually have one child spirit that I bring forward on a regular basis, and he comes from a family that run a spiritualist church. So you can imagine, how he was brought up, and how powerfully, just as a personality before he passed. So that's the only child I know that I bring forward to give messages. Now, children can come forward and they may be around you. Don't know how old they were. He is making me aware that the children are around you. That doesn't mean to say they can communicate, but just be aware that if you think you feel or hear them, just be aware.
Okay.
But he's wanting you to know that there's a lot of energy going in to help and protect you with this time around.
Okay.
So please take his love.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm struggling here to hold the tears back because they fill me with emotion. Sometimes it's overwhelming when they really want it to be like this. Okay, so I'll just leave you with that. And also something about a gas fire. Do you have a gas fire in your house, or somebody that you know that's got a gas fire?
We have one, but we've never used it.
Don't.
Okay.
Is really, if you ever use it, he's really making me aware of this. Get it looked at seriously before you use it.
Okay.
Don't know if it's the whole gas system, but it may be your gas system, but I don't think so. It's the gas fire specifically that he's drawing attention to.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense because we do get the boiler service regularly and the hob, but we've never used the gas fire since we've moved in. We've never used it, so
maybe the next time he's showing me a picture in my mind of like a guy. You're the guy that's doing the servicing. Get him to look at that gas fire just in case you ever get cold and you turn it on. Don't know what he's not saying what's wrong with it. I'm not saying it's going to blow up.
Yeah.
It might just be a wee bit of maintenance. He might just be, you haven't, he's like what you just said, you haven't had it serviced since you moved in. Just for safety, Granddad and Granny's joining him now. So you've got the 2 of them. They're basically both, the fingers are wagging at you. So,
okay.
Like I say, spirit works through my hands. So I'll leave you with that.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you are, people. We started off with messages about children, and we got somebody coming forward specifically. Now, I was going to go back to the person that was waiting for the message, but we seem to have lost our connection. If you can come forward again, we'll try and give you another reading. So, I am coming to Kathleen Hanlon. Now, while I'm doing that, people, let me just give you the link again while I'm waiting for Kathleen. Great, Kathleen said she's here. So Kathleen, just bear with me for a few seconds. I'm just putting the link up, everybody. Again, if you want a video reading, as you're going to see, there's a time delay, although it does seem it doesn't seem too bad tonight. So, Kathleen, let's see who we've got. Kathleen, we seem to be on a theme for children tonight because you've put up a picture with 2 kids. Okay. Okay, Kathleen, I've got a woman coming forward. I would say age-wise, now, you saw what I was doing with the first reading. I don't get exact readings. I get sort of like age ranges. But I don't think she's that old. She's... Bear with me for 1 second. I think, yeah, it's okay, Debbie. I think I've got your link back, so I'll come back to you next. Sorry for that, Kathleen. I've got a woman coming forward. She is... Okay, 1 second. Okay, everybody, if you go up to the text, the very, very top, there's a series of text that tells you about tonight's broadcast. You'll find the link there. So if you go up to the very top or wherever it is you're watching for, you'll see the wee line at the top. Click the More button. That'll bring down a line of text and you'll find the link in there. Okay, so sorry, Kathleen. Let me get back to yourself. Okay, Kathleen. So as I said, I've got a woman coming forward. She is, I would say, in her mid-50s. Somewhere between about 50 and 60. To be honest, I find women's ages at that sort of 45 up to the sort of 60, sometimes difficult to judge. Sometimes I make them too old. Sometimes I make them too young. She's got black hair. Don't think it's curly, but it's wavy. Wavy hair, sort of shortish, maybe to about here in length. So maybe shoulders, sort of like ranging from shoulder up to here. Get the feeling she maybe like would wear it long and then she'd cut it short and then grow it again. She's making me aware of that. Her hair length changed during life. She had a sudden death. Okay, Kathleen. Can you understand your grandmother having, like I say, a very sudden death? Very much, 1 minute she's here, next minute she's gone. Now, I don't know if it's been maybe a heart attack or if it's been some sort of accident. But okay. Okay, it was a wig, right? Fair enough. Sorry for the laugh. Yeah, your grandmother's laughing at that. She said she was actually trying to make me aware of that. But the sort of the wavy bit, the wavy bit actually wasn't the hair, it was the wig that was moving. Okay, so why is she coming forward? Let's see what she wants you to know. Yeah. So again, it was sudden. Right. Let's see why she's coming forward. Oh. Now that's my wife that's actually passing that comment. The chair. Okay. Right. Kathleen, I don't know how to word this. Let me try and put this into words because she's giving me lots of emotions. So let me try and sort these emotions out. Kathleen, I don't know if you've got a spiritual background in terms of if you're able to receive messages. But basically, she wants you to know that she has always been with you. while you were growing up, and that you seem to have always been aware of her. I don't know if you've recognized that. Yeah. So you're aware of it. So she's making me aware that she has always been with you from birth. From the first minute you could crawl, she's been there with you, protecting you, watching over you. She's actually one of your guides. If anybody who doesn't have a spiritual background doesn't know what I'm talking about, we all have guardian angels is probably a good description. She's got a very strong spirit, Kathleen, and she is one of your guides. I don't know from what you've said, I don't know if you're sitting in a circle, but she's basically wanting you to take this up. Basically, she's wanting you to develop this, find a circle. I mean, obviously, it depends where you are. I'm not trying to turn this into an advert for my own circles, but I do run 2 weekly circles, and maybe have a chat with me afterwards. But it doesn't necessarily have to be myself. She very, very, very much wants you to develop this ability. Yeah, absolutely, Kathleen. You're welcome to come and join one of my circles if you want to talk to me, either tomorrow or later tonight. You can hang on after we close, or send me a personal message. Probably easier, Kathleen. Send me a personal message, or go look at that spiritual group that I talked about at the beginning, because that's what this is for. It's to help people that want to develop, as well as find services. Very, very much in the traditional Scottish methodology. Don't know where you are. Don't know if you're England, Scotland, Ireland, or even America. But we do things even very differently from England and Scotland. So I am very, very much mediums come up through churches, and that's the methodology I teach. Obviously, doesn't necessarily mean to say you have to be in a church to do it, but it's the methodology that gets taught in the churches that I teach. But very, very, very heavy emphasis from your grandmother to basically develop this. Find a church, and that's Jason saying Ayrshire. Don't know if he's talking about you, Kathleen, but find a church locally, find a circle locally, or come speak to me. Okay, that's your choice. But your grandmother's reacting to that. Anyway, let me see what else she's got to say before we get sidetracked about circles any further. Kathleen, can you understand a circle? Now, I'm not talking about spiritual. I know we were just talking about spiritual circles. I'm talking about a wheel or a tire. Can you understand a burst tire, or a tire that's got a problem in it? Either just recently or you've just had it. Does that make sense to you, Kathleen? Can you understand that? So, Kathleen, can you understand a burst tire, a scratched tire? So, Kathleen, are you still with me? This is what we're... Right. Well, I don't know what gave you the puncture, but your grandmother thinks that there's something maybe in your driveway or in the road or somewhere that you drive on a regular basis. So don't just dismiss the puncture. Maybe figure out how it happened. So, or maybe somebody's, I know we've got Jason here giving us energy, giving us feedback as well, Jason. But there's something going on. Right, well, Yeah, we're getting 2 people giving us the feedback. So basically, Kathleen, get the glass cleared. You know, maybe your grandmother's shown me an image of her going out with a broom and cleaning the glass off the road. So maybe you want to get the family together and you know, oh gosh, I'm getting another image in my head. You know how aircraft carriers, they get the entire crew to walk along in front. You know, they walk along the flight deck and they clear the glass. That's what I'm seeing. Just get out and clear the car. Yeah, well, your grandmother, or his Kathleen's grandmother, is showing the same thing. Okay, Kathleen, I'm going to leave you with that. And Granny sends her love for you. So, coming to Debbie. So, Debbie, get your camera stabilized. Here we go. Hello, Debbie.
Hi there.
Hello. Okay. So, tell Debbie, just very quickly, tell us where you're connecting from.
From Cumbria.
All right. So, just across the border.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you can probably gather from the last person that was on, this broadcast does get around, so you're going international. Right. So let's see. Let's see who's coming forward for you. I've got a man coming forward who's very, very, very elderly when he passed. Hard to put an exact age on it, but he's certainly in his 70s, maybe even in his early 80s. So anywhere from maybe 74, 75 up to 82, 83. If that's off for the age, he looked the part. Let's put it that way. I'm seeing a picture of him.
Okay.
Get the feeling that he was quite, like it was a slow decline. You know, he didn't sort of suddenly, he didn't waken up one morning and he couldn't walk around. But maybe over 15, 20 years, he's, you know, like if you knew him, he was getting, you could see on a, like if you went to his birthday party every year, you compared him to, what he's showing me is sort of like a slant like that. You know, every year he's getting older. Does that make sense?
I was really young when my grandparents passed away, so I didn't really know them that well.
I don't think it's your grandparents.
Right.
I'm getting a nod. I'm getting a sort of nod at the head when you said grandparents. Doesn't necessarily have to be a close relative.
Right.
And it could be from any point in your life. It's definitely not a blood relation. If it's a grandparent, then it's like a, you know, it's like a step grandparent, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Could be an uncle, could be something. I mean, it's not a blood relation. Definitely not a blood relation. Making me aware of that. Could be a relation by marriage. I'm not saying he's not related to you. I'm just saying he's making me very, very much feel that he's not, you know, you don't carry his genes. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay.
Can you identify who this is?
Not really, no.
He's wearing a hat. So, not when he was elderly, but when you knew him when he was younger, he was wearing a hat. Umbrella as well. I don't know why, but he's showing me a black umbrella.
Not sure.
May not necessarily be him. May just like if you've maybe got a childhood memory of him. It's like childhood images I'm getting in my head. It's like, you know, it's all out of proportion. It's like a kid looking at somebody wearing a hat and they're just focusing in on the big hat. And it's like a kid looking at, so it's a tiny umbrella. It's one of these wee sort of fold up ones, you know, about that size. But, you know, you press the button and it comes out. And again, it's like a child's image of it. It's sort of expanding and getting big. Again, does that make any sense?
Not really, no. I can't think.
Right. Definitely putting the word step in my head. Now that might be it might be a childhood image of or memory of a step, or it might be step something. Stepfather, step uncle, step grandfather, step brother. But definitely, I mean, far too old to be your brother at the age he is, but definitely, unless you've got a step brother that's maybe got Actually, that might make sense. Do you have a relation that would be a step that this could be a relation of?
I've stepbrother and sister.
Right. Step. Okay. So think in terms of their natural family. Can you identify this man from there?
I was a bit older, so I wouldn't have known him in it when I was a child, so I wouldn't have had those childhood memories.
Now, remember, it may not be your memories. It may
Right.
be your stepbrother or step sister's memories.
Right. I'd have to ask them, Mark.
Right. Okay. Well, you're going to have to do a wee bit of investigation to narrow down who this is. It's definitely step, and he nodded when you said stepbrother and stepsister. So you're going to have to speak to them. Like I say, it's very, very much emphasis childhood memory of a small expandable umbrella and some sort of hat that the man was wearing.
Okay.
So when you speak to them, just see if they can identify from that. Let's see why he's coming to you and not to them.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming to you because you're here, obviously. Can you understand something with your mouth? I suddenly want to go like that with my lips. I want to bite my lips. Have you got sore lips at the moment?
No?
Or have you had cracked lips?
No?
Okay, well, can you understand anything around this bit of the face? You know, so under the lip. It's my lower lip. It's not the upper lip. Could be anything. It could be pain. It could be irritation. I can't take this away. My lip just wants to go like that. Or have you had speech problems? Can you hear my voice when I'm going like that?
No.
Okay, well, I don't diagnose, but he's not taking it back. Maybe your stepbrother and stepsister, just see if they can identify that.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
Because that's what he's coming forward for. If it's not you, it must either be them or it must be somebody around you or somebody around them.
Yeah.
Although I suspect it's them. Because when I said, why did you come forward, I got very strongly because you were here.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I'd be absolutely careful. I keep saying this, and yet I keep breaking my own rule. I do not diagnose. So this only has to be if they can recognize the symptom. But
Yeah.
they're ignoring it. Whatever it is, they're ignoring it, and they shouldn't be.
Okay.
Now, which one it is, I don't know. You're going to have to speak to that. You're going to have to confirm it's their grandparent, and you're going to have to work out which one of the two of them it is. But as it's your brother and sister, I don't think it's going to be that difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you tell me that they're absolute atheists and they couldn't believe that you went to a medium. But it's definitely the lip or the area under the lip that he's drawn attention to.
Okay. I'll definitely ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even just get them to get Vaseline or something. Okay, and can you take a black Labrador or a dog very much like a black Labrador in spirit?
No.
Okay, again, ask your stepbrother and stepsister.
Yeah.
Because it's whoever this man is, he's bringing forward a black Labrador. Just see if they've got any memories, maybe when they were kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not for you specifically, but I'm going to have to leave you with that. But
You've just got to give what you give, what you get. I understand
exactly,
that.
it's the way it works. Okay. I love your accent, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway.
I don't. Thanks,
have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Blessings.
Okay, so now coming to Zoe Hockton. Zoe. So Zoe, are you still with us? So Zoe, give us a quick yes, just if you're still with us, Zoe. So Zoe, are you with us? We used to have adverts in the United Kingdom where they said, are you with the Woolwich, which was a financial institution, a bank, or a building society, as they were. So I see our numbers have gone down a wee bit. I just want to check, Zoe, before I get the spirit to come forward. Are you still with us? Just give us a quick hello if you're still with us. So Zoe, are you still with us? Okay, I'm sorry, Zoe, but I'm going to have to move on. Jason, one of our regulars, everybody. So Jason, coming to Jason. Jason, can you take a man in spirit who is, I would think, I'm not sure how old he is, but what he's making me feel, and again, this is a feeling, this isn't, the spirit have been working with feelings for me quite recently. He's younger than you. Very, very heavy emphasis on he's younger than you. It's almost like a younger brother. Could you take a younger brother in spirit, or maybe a cousin or a friend that's very brotherly, but he is younger than you? Yeah, I'm 55. Just in case. Okay, if you can understand that, Jason. Like I say, all he's making me aware of, I can't even see him, but it's just a huge feeling that he was younger than you. Okay, so you can take that in context, right? So let's see why he's coming forward. Jason, have you been playing cards recently? I'm not saying you're gambling, but playing cards. You know, like Snap, Pontoon, poker. It's like you and 2 or 3 other people. Can you understand you either doing it or wanting to do it? Bridge would be 4 people. And also, okay, so it's not cards then, so it must be symbolic. It must be patience, because it was definitely patience that I got in my head. You can see that I'm holding my throat. Can you understand having it being very difficult to? No, it's not Cluedo. It's definitely cards, so it must be patience. So, have you been having difficulty speaking? I mean, and I don't mean like the earlier message where it was something that you didn't want to speak about. Suddenly, you can see my hand is up at my throat. It's like I can't swallow. It is quite literally a feeling at the back of my mouth, in my throat. It's not a sore throat. It doesn't feel sore. It's as though I can't swallow or I can't speak. Right, so it's a sore throat you've got then. Okay. Thank you for not giving me the sore throat and just drawing attention to the throat, because I hate sore throats, people. I hate when they do that to me. Okay, so you can understand what I'm talking about with the throat then. Now, Jason, you know I don't diagnose. I only gave you a symptom that you already have. Right, and you've kind of anticipated what I was going to say. Now, you know that I keep saying this, I do not diagnose, But Jason, have you had the lump investigated? So a direct question, Jason. Have you had somebody look at the throat and the lump in your throat? Like I say, it was physical, because I did say it didn't feel like a sore throat. It was almost as though I couldn't swallow, or I was having, moving up and down my throat. Right, now I'm going to take the no, not yet. So I'm going to take the no, not yet as you're going to have it done. So I am not trying to panic you, because I do not diagnose. Let's just leave it at this, Jason. Get it investigated. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't diagnose. I'm not medically qualified. You know that. So take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. But all I can say is that your father drew immediate attention to the lump in your throat. And it's not a sore throat. It's the lump, because I was, like, you can see me going like that. And I was saying, I can't talk, etc. So I'm going to leave you with that, Jason. Like I say, don't panic. I'm going to take it from what you said, that it is under investigation, or you're going to put it under investigation. And like I say, don't panic. I don't diagnose. I'm just that caveat again, everybody, but don't ignore it. Okay, now let me just explain what's been going on here. Just a wee message there from Jill. Basically, we sometimes get attacked by would-be hackers trying to offer you their services for love spells, readings. So let me just say, I have started up a group on Facebook. I am going to post little stories in there about the people that try and do this to us. Please find that group. I'll post it up at the end. I'm not going to do it just now. Join that group and help us to just go in there. Anybody that you find listed in there, block them, because the more of us that block them, the better chance we've got of stopping them. Okay, people, so just waiting for my chair to give me the next person. Did you? Where? Oh, sorry. She did. I'm as blind as a bat. I need to put my glasses on. Aileen, coming to yourself. Aileen Higgins. Aileen Higgins from Berwick.
Oh, that's her surname.
Oh, sorry. You're not from Berwick. That's your surname. Apologies. I'm sure I'm not the first person that's made that mistake, Aileen. So, Aileen, are you still with us? Give us a quick hello. You still with us, Aileen? Hello, Aileen, are you still with us? Hello, Aileen, are you still with us? So, Aileen, are you still with us? Just give us a quick hello. Aileen, are you still with us? So, Aileen Higgins Berwick, are you still with us? Okay, Aileen, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to move on. Darling? Okay, sorry, Aileen. Coming to Denise Curry. Denise. I'm going to have to fire the chair. She's just not efficient enough tonight. Are you, darling? Hello, Denise. Denise, I've got a woman coming forward who looks very, very much like you. I would say she's, again, difficult to place an exact age on her, but looking at her, she's sprightly and elderly. So if you can imagine somebody that's got a woman, obviously, she's got a good bit older, and she's got a lot thinner and smaller, as some elderly people do when they get older. So she must be a good age. I'm guessing, but I would think late 70s, early 80s, maybe even older. Like I say, sprightly. She was still quite active before she passed. I can see her moving around a lot. I mean, I'm not saying she's going on a marathon, but she's getting around her home okay. Don't think she was hospitalized. Maybe she was she wasn't hospitalized, she might have been in a care home, but even if it was a care home, she had her own apartment. Get the feeling it's an apartment, it's not a house. So it's either an elderly apartment that she's showing me or a flat. Can you understand who this woman is, Denise? Grey hair, definitely. Glasses. So, Denise, can you understand who this woman is? And she's drawing attention to the ridge on the nose for some reason. I want to scratch my nose. Like that. Okay, thank you. So, let's see why she's coming forward. Okay. Denise, I'm not sure if this is symbolic or if this is literal. Have you been dancing recently? I mean, literally, like, these keep fit YouTube videos that we've all suddenly started watching, and we're dancing to the music. I don't think it's exercise. Well, it's when I say it's not exercise, I mean dancing is exercise, but I mean I don't see you doing sort of like physical, you're not putting your arms up and down in time to the music. Your disco, it's more like a disco dive, like a disco dance. But you're clearly doing it to keep fit. But it's like I say, it's not specific exercises, it's dancing to the music. Maybe it's not YouTube, it's maybe music. Right, okay. Right, well, that's what she's making me aware of. Why is she making me aware of that? The kids. Is there a girl and a boy? Either two, maybe there might be more of them, but is there a brother and a sister? And if there's more than two of them, it's the elder two. Does that make sense? Can you understand either two children, a girl and a boy, or two children in a crowd of children, but the biggest or eldest two being a boy and a girl? So it's a girl and a boy, right? Okay. It's the boy I want you to pay attention to. I have no idea what this is, but something to do with his clothes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with his clothes, but for some reason, your aunt is drawing attention to the boy's clothes. It feels odd. Suddenly, my clothes feel too. I don't know if it's too tight or too large or itchy. Yeah, it's itchy. Suddenly, I want to scratch my. See here. I want to scratch my arm. The sleeve. It's not my arm. It's the. Well, obviously, it's the sleeve on the arm. Can you? Right. Okay. Well, that's obviously that's what we've been drawn attention to. Like I say, I don't know what it is, but pay attention to it. Not just the clothes, but maybe why he's doing it. I say I don't diagnose. Again, I know I keep saying this. You're already aware of what's going on, but there's something that you've got to do about it. I don't know if it's change clothes, maybe smell. Is there maybe something you could do to put a smell in his clothes or a taste in his clothes that's going to stop him biting them? You know how, now I'm not comparing the children to cats, but there's somebody giving you some advice. But maybe change the clothes or do something with the clothes to change the sensation of the clothes. I don't have children around me, so I'm on thin ice here. I really, really don't know what I'm talking about, to be absolutely honest, but that's what I'm getting the feeling of. If you don't do something about the clothes, you're not going to stop on biting the clothes. And I can say, I don't know what, it's more than just, I mean, obviously, you know what it is, so I'm not diagnosing. This isn't diagnosing, it's a habit that needs to be broken. But I'll leave you with that, Denise. There's something that needs to be done to make him, well, basically stop doing what he's doing. Okay, thanks for that help, Joel. As you can tell, I was out of my depth here. Okay, coming to Charmaine Leach.
She might not be there.
So Charmaine, are you still with us? As ever, Denise, you're welcome. Charmaine Leach, are you with us? Charmaine. Excuse me for 1 second while I just deal with, again, that was somebody else trying to offer tarot cards. I've just blocked you, so you probably won't be able to hear this. But Mr. Tarot Cards Matthew, I am going to be doing a feature on you in the Facebook group, and I'm going to do a little bit of investigation into you. So I do hope that you're a very good tarot card reader, because if not, you're going to have an article written you in a Facebook group specifically about people that go after people and try and get messages like this. Okay, sorry for that, Charmaine. So, hello, Charmaine. Okay, Charmaine, I've got a woman coming forward. Age, somewhere, when she passed, somewhere in the, again, with women, I find it very difficult, because women can either age very quickly or they can be walking around looking like 20 years younger. I mean, my mother's in her 80s and most people think she's in her 60s. But looking at her, I think she's in her 60s. I get the feeling actually she's older than that, but she looks younger, because she drew attention to my mother. Like I say, my mother's in her 80s, but everybody says she looks in her 60s. So maybe somebody in their 70s, 80s, but looking as though they're in their 60s. So Charmaine, can you understand that? A woman in her, like I say, a woman in her 60s, 70s that looks or feels, everybody thinks she's in her 60s. Quite energetic, you know, that's part of looking older, it's part of the looking younger. Okay, Charmaine, so thank you for that. Right, now let's see why she's coming forward. Charmaine, again, this is something I think you've been doing recently. I've got you standing in front of a mirror and crying. But very, very specifically, you're looking at yourself in a mirror, and I'm not talking about just feeling upset. I actually see tears coming down your cheeks. So can you identify that? Can you identify yourself, maybe a bathroom mirror, a bedroom mirror? You know, you're really upset and you're crying. Can you understand that, Charmaine? Not asking you to give me details. Your grand's not giving me any details about what you're crying about. And if you're not actually physically crying, you really, really are that level of upset. Can you understand that? Right, so the mirror's reflective then. Sorry, the mirror is symbolic. Your gran wants you to stop crying. Like I say, she's not telling me what you're crying about. Let's hold on. She's coming. She's giving me more information. Has somebody passed recently? Are you crying because someone has passed? So Charmaine, does that make sense? Are you crying in memory for someone that has passed? Charmaine, does that make sense to you? Are you grieving? Right, so, okay. I'm only getting feelings for this. Do you feel as though you want, okay, let me put this into context. Are you crying over somebody that you want to pass? Because like I say, that's what she's making me feel. I was interpreting it as though you were grieving for somebody. It's definitely grieving. Whatever it is, it's grieving. Can you understand these emotions that I'm getting? You're crying because you're grieving. If it's not because somebody's passed, it's either because somebody you want to pass. Okay. Right, Charmaine, like I say, I don't know what you're crying about then, but that's the feeling that I'm getting. Can you understand the context of it? Maybe take away the passing of it, but grieving in some way, maybe not for somebody, but for something. Can you understand the emotion of grieving while you're crying? Does that make sense? Because I say that's I'm trying to interpret the feeling I've got. They sometimes do this, they just give me emotions and I've got to work out what the emotion means. But Charmaine, can you understand? Right, so your heart, and you can understand my interpretation of it as grieving. Right, well, that makes sense then, because the spirit just basically wants you to stop crying. There's no much, she says, she's showing me, again, this is just an image, like the mirror, the reflective mirror. Like the mirror was obviously to reflect on the way that you feel and try and pull yourself out of it. But she's showing me, excuse me for 1 second. Just getting rid of another hacker. So coming back to Charmaine, she's showing me an image, a symbolic image of waving a magic wand, the magician's magic wand, and she's nodding her head. So like she's saying that she can't magically make the emotions go away. Only you can do that. So it's a combination of two images I'm getting. Like the emotion that you're feeling for yourself being hurt, and you're going to have to pull yourself out of it and stop reflecting it back on yourself. Like you're not looking in a mirror, but you're thinking about it, you're feeling about it. It's a self trap. You're getting those emotions back at yourself. You can't wave a magic wand to make it go away. You just have to pull yourself out of it. Do whatever you need to do so that you're not getting hurt. But I know this isn't being very helpful, Charmaine, and I'm not a qualified psychologist, so I can only give you the interpretation of what I'm getting from the spirit that's coming forward. But it was those feelings that she drew me to, the crying, and you just need to move yourself out of it. So I'm going to leave you with that, Charmaine, and I hope in some way that, because I got the feelings in it, I know what you're feeling. So you're just going to have to pull yourself out of it and deal with it. I'm sorry, Charmaine. I'll leave you with that. Now, just a reminder, people, we are now into quarter to 9. I'm going to keep going as long as I feel I can, but if Ying feels that I need to stop, it's in her hands from now on. And again, it would be a lot easier if anybody wants to go for the link, which I'm just going to post again. So if you can see that link, you have to use it in either Firefox or browser. Either Firefox or Chrome. You have to use that link that I've just posted in Firefox or Chrome. No other browsers will work. So coming to Kathy Rosie. Kathy, are you still with us?
I don't think she will be with us.
Kathy, if you're no longer with us, I'm going to sit for a couple of seconds. Kathy, just give us a quick yes, hello, to let us know if you're still with us. Our numbers have gone down a wee bit, so it is possible that she's maybe given up waiting, but I did say at the beginning, your names go in the box and they come out in that order, so... you're still with us, Kathy. Hello. Okay, Kathy. Let's see, who have I got coming forward? I've got a man coming forward, Kathy. So, Kathy, I've got a man coming forward. Kathy, can you take a man that suffered from dementia or Alzheimer's or had learning difficulties? I get a standards image in my head, sort of like a blankness, when I get somebody coming forward with those symptoms. And it's very, very much someone that's problems with the head. I don't think it's physical, although my hands are going up to my head, so possibly. But can you take a man, a wide range of symptoms, but forgetfulness, confusion. I'm interpreting it as Alzheimer's or learning difficulties. So, Kathy, can you recognize a man in spirit that had these symptoms? I don't get much else until you can identify who it is. They keep a sort of like a blank in my head. That's how it's how they get me the message across. Yeah. So, like I said, I was finding it very difficult to diagnose. Right, let's see. Now, Kathy, again, my attention's been drawn to my throat and my mouth. I'm finding it very difficult to swallow. I think this is you or somebody close to you. Can you understand maybe your chest, throat, mouth, finding it very difficult to swallow or talk? Now, this is now, so it's either you or somebody very close to you. Can you understand that, Kathy? You can see the way I'm going with my mouth. It's not a sore throat. Can you understand being difficult to... Right. Thank you. Now, as I keep saying to people, I am not medically qualified. I am not capable of diagnosing, but are you aware of what you've got? Have you had it diagnosed? Are you getting it treated? Because I had attention drawn to it. So there's something about it. Like I say, I've got no idea what the condition is. I'm not being given anything other than just drawing attention to it, but there's a reason for it. This man's drawing attention to it for a reason. So, Kathy, are you having it diagnosed and treated? Just give me a quick yes if you are. I won't get anything more from the man until you can say yes or no. So, Kathy, I need to get some feedback from you. Are you having it? Right. Okay. So the person, have they had it diagnosed? Are they having it treated? Or is there something that they're doing that they say there's more to it than just drawing attention to the person? So are they getting treated? Again, just give me a yes or a no. Have they had it diagnosed? Are they getting it treated? So Kathy, or do you not know? Again, Kathy, give us some feedback. Right, they have had it diagnosed then. Okay. Well, speak to them about it. So I'm not sure, like I say, I'm not sure what it is about it, but there's something going on about it. I don't know. They're either doing something that's inflaming it, or they're not treating it, or they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But just have a conversation. Just tell them that the medium's attention was drawn to that for some reason. It's not just identify them. That is the message. I'm not getting anything more about it other than there's something going on that shouldn't be, or they're not doing. So again, I'm going to have to leave you with that, Kathy. Just do some investigations and just find out, maybe work out yourself what's happening or not happening. So I'll leave you with that. Okay, coming to Jill. So hello, Jill. You're welcome, Kathy. So Jill, I've got a man coming forward. I would think he's in his. I'm getting a lot of old people tonight. So very old, or very weak before he passed. Get the feeling he was hospitalized before he passed, actually. So can you take an elderly man? He either passed in hospital, or he was spending a lot of time in hospital. I'm getting breathing problems. So again, Jill, can you understand somebody, a man, quite elderly, breathing issues, either in hospital when he passed or spending a lot of time in hospital? So Jill, can you understand who this is? So Jill, can you understand a man, elderly, breathing issues? Okay, that doesn't really help. Okay. I get the feeling this was somebody that was close to you. This is not just a patient. This is somebody that, okay, so relations, right, okay, right. Let's see what else I can get. Once you can accept what we've got, they give me more. So let's see what else I can get. Can you take a man that smoked a pipe? That one of these men that smoked a pipe, or he smoked but it wasn't cigarettes. It's the smell I'm getting. Could be cigar, could be a pipe, could be a cigar, and you can see my hand is coming up to the left side of my face. I don't know why. I'm not in any kind of pain, but my hand is going up to the left side of my face. So Jill, does any of this narrow it down? Hand, might be my left hand. I'm not sure if it's my left hand or if it's the left side of my face. So, okay. Right. Okay. Right, so Jill, let's see why he's coming forward. Okay, so it's your abscesses. I got the feeling it was his face, but okay. Well, he's drawn attention to that again. So, have you dealt with it? Because I think that was, if I remember correctly, that was the message last week you got. Right. Well, like I say, I'm not in any pain, so it must be that you can get it out of the pain if you get the appointment. Let's see what else he'll give me. Jill, what's going on with your feet? Maybe not your feet, maybe your footwear. Slippers, shoes? Can you understand something about your feet as well? Tripping? It's both feet. I don't think you've fallen. But can you understand either buying a new pair of slippers or not wearing slippers? So, Jill, can you understand something about your feet? Like I say, it might be your slippers. Yeah, well, that matched why I wasn't getting any pain. Right, okay. Have you been thinking about buying yourself a new pair of slippers? Like I say, it's slippers, I think, that I'm getting the attention drawn to. So, Jill, can you understand slippers? Can you understand either buying yourself new slippers, or you're thinking about buying new slippers, or you need to buy new slippers? Does any of that make sense to you? So it's trainers. Okay, well, slippers, trainers. Well, basically, you're being told to buy them. Seriously. I mean, you maybe don't know, but my wife Ying is a podiatrist. So I have it drilled into my head. I keep saying I'm not medically qualified, but to be honest, with the amount of proofreading I did with her exams when she was at university, I sometimes think I should be a qualified podiatrist. But that aside, I am not a qualified podiatrist. You've got to look after your feet. And it's something about your current feet. Yeah. So get yourself a new pair of trainers. No ifs, no buts, no hesitation, and don't skimp on the money. Get yourself a decent pair. So I'll leave you with that, Joe. Yeah, well, you know the way spirit works. I can only give you what I get, Joe. And you're just gonna have to spend the money. Right, coming to Margaret Wilson. Hello, Margaret. And just to be clear, people, this will be our last message, although I will do a few bits at the end, so don't rush off. So, Margaret, I've got a woman and a man coming forward together. Quite elderly. So, Margaret, I've got a man and a woman. Oh, very, very much a couple. I get the feeling they passed, if not together, closely together. I don't think either one of them was without the other for any long period of time. Not really getting much from them. To be honest, I've been going for an additional half hour tonight, folks. So I am beginning to get a wee bit run down, which is why I'm getting a wee bit difficult to... There's something about this couple, they're just not giving me a lot to work with. So Margaret, does any of this make sense to you? A couple in spirit, definitely everything, they did everything together. I'm getting that. Quite elderly. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. maybe they didn't pass together or pass closely together, but totally huge, strong bond between them. Like they go everywhere together. One of them is not going to come forward without the other to give you a message. That's very, very much the feeling I'm getting. So Margaret, does this make sense to you? Can you identify who this couple are? So Margaret, can you identify who this couple are? So Margaret, are you still with us? Can you identify who this couple is? Talk to me, Margaret. So Margaret, are you still with us? I see a few people have dropped off. Margaret Wilson, are you still here? Right, Margaret, is that a yes, you're still with me, or a yes, you can identify who the couple are? So Margaret, you're going to have to clarify, can you identify who that couple are? Because I just did ask if you were still with us. So Margaret, is that a yes that you can identify who the couple are? Right. So Jill's telling us there's a long delay. So Margaret, try and come back to us. So again, people, this is why you saw me do the video readings earlier. You can see that with the readings, I'm able to work a lot faster without the delay. Okay, Margaret, so you've identified who the man is. The woman with him as well, can you identify who she is as well? So Margaret, is that you just wanting to take the man because it's your father-in-law, or can you identify him with the woman? Because that is very, 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 very strong emphasis. It's the two of them together. So Margaret, can you understand the woman? Because she's here as well. Can you understand who the woman is? Like I say, it's a couple. So I just want to be absolutely sure, Margaret, that you've got... Okay, right, fine. So you can take the two of them. Fine. Okay, so let's see why they're coming forward. Margaret, have you got something going on in the kitchen? I don't just mean cooking in the kitchen. Is there something happening or happened or about to happen in the kitchen? Something unusual, like repairs, or there's been a big accident, or very specifically the kitchen. I don't think it's like the gas boiler. It's got something you would expect in the kitchen. So Margaret, can you understand something going on in the kitchen just now? Or is this them making you aware that there's something going on in the kitchen that you're not aware of? So Margaret, are you or are you not aware of an issue in your kitchen just now? So Margaret, right. Well, I'm not getting any feedback in terms of what, and I'm sorry, folks, but as you can see, I'm really, it's now past 10 o'clock. I'm going to leave you with that, Margaret. Don't panic. Don't run to your kitchen in the next 5-6 seconds and look at everything. But there is something, and I don't predict the future. So I'm not saying, in 5 days, X, Y, Z is going to happen. But there is something going on in your kitchen just now that you're not aware of. And like I say, it's kitchenly. It's something, it's not cooking. Just maybe do a wee bit of investigation. Maybe look in the cupboards. Look in the cupboards at the foods. Maybe look at the pipes under the sink. Just maybe look at the fridge. Look at the washing machine. Like I say, don't panic. But there is something going on in your kitchen just now that you're clearly not aware of, because that's what they're drawing my attention to. I'm sorry, but I'm not getting anything more specific than that. I'm just going to have to leave that with you, Margaret. So, people, thank you for your support. Like I say, we've been going a little bit longer than we normally would. I would just like everybody, please, to join me in a closing prayer. And in this prayer, as I said at the beginning, I would like to send some healing energy to Yvonne. So if Yvonne, if everybody would please join me in prayer. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you very much for coming forward with the messages that we got tonight and the spirits that came forward. Thank you for everybody's energy and support. Thank you also to the people that stayed to the end, because the energy that was getting weaker towards the end. And thank you for those that did stay and give the energy. And please, take the energy that we have through this service and focus it and send it to Yvonne. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. It may be Yvonne. But please, according to one of our friends, Jill, her neighbour needs this energy. So please focus it very, very specifically on this woman tonight. Thank you. Amen. Okay, people, thank you. I'm going to close down in my usual theme music. So if you just bear with me for 2 seconds. Watch the video. If you've never seen it before, there's links in there. I will put the link up for the Facebook group at the end. So, good night.